Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Bin 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And as you all know, this is the Bitcoin and breakfast show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. I'm Ahmed Oladimeji Kazeem, aka KC the Great. And speaking of greatness, BTC is starting to show that on the charts this morning. And if you look at what is happening, yesterday I told you guys, please still stay away from the market because we're waiting for the structure to break above 89,90,000. If you watch my video yesterday, and I said we could have got into the market yesterday, but we need the confirmation. But now we have the confirmation. We have broken above the 90,000 US dollars and the market has turned green. And what does that mean? That means yes, we can jump right back into the trade. That means we're going to see Bitcoin moving up a little bit, but there is a catch here. If we are going to be in a bear market, one thing we must understand is we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, which is this. This is the first one, second one, the third one, the fourth one, fifth, sixth. We have another one in between there. So what am I expecting the market to do right now? Because the moment you start having a downtrend or you're having a lower low or a lower high, one thing we need to know is we need to break one of the lower high first before we know the market is going to skyrocket. You understand? Which this is looking great, because if you look at the recovery from where BTC dropped to, we are now at 0.786 Fibonacci. So if at all anything is going to happen, we need to leave the market again, like what happened when the market gave us an entry at 104,000 and we saw that the market wasn't going to move ahead. We left the market exactly at 104,000. I'm not saying that is going to happen this period because the market has already tanked so much. Imagine BTC dropping to 80,000 US dollars. So I believe we should see some rally up at least maybe 50% from all-time high. And if you look at the 50% rally back up, we'll be expecting the market to touch around 100k, 102, or max we'll see 108. But if we're going to see the market gaining momentum back and the bull run will continue, like I told you guys, we might be in bear market, but it is not yet confirmed. I will confirm my bear market when the market break or the price breaks above 75,000 and we only touch 80,000 and we're recovering. But one thing you need to know, we need to push above at least 93,000, 94,000 to now know, okay, maybe we're going to see another uptrend. But for now, is Bitcoin a buy? Yes, BTC is a buy right now, and that is why I'm thinking we're gonna have a big move. You understand? A big move is incoming, and the big move is either two ways, guys. Number one, we have a buy now on the Bitcoin, which means we'll be watching as the market is moving up. But remember, in a bear market or in a downtrend, there's what we call a pullback or a retracement. So I hope this buy we are seeing today is not just going to give us a pullback and later dump, just like what happened at this zone, which is 94,000. You understand? We saw what happened around 94,000. We got an entry. I said 94, 104. We got an entry at 104. And thank God we exit at 104. The same thing might happen if this is just a pullback. If it is a pullback, that means after today's candle, we'll start watching the low of today's candle. That will be our exit. And that will be above our entry point or exactly at which we're getting into the market. So we need to understand that and not just believe, oh, the market has given us a buy possibility, the market is back. No, because if you switch to weekly time frame, you see it's entirely a different story. Look at weekly time frame, we broke the structure, the market dropped down. If you look at the Fibonacci from where the market dropped, you'll be expecting the market to move back to around 108, 103 thereabout. You understand? So it's the same thing I'm telling you. So now the pullback we're seeing now, yes, we have a buy now. And I told you guys yesterday that we do not need to rush. You don't need to rush the market. Why? Because the buy will always come and you're going to get the buy. And I even said something yesterday. I let you guys understand that even though we are in a bear market or we're in a bear cycle again, it doesn't mean we're not going to see a little, in and out where we're going to make money from the retracement. And exactly is what is happening this morning. So you can see BTC, it's a buy right now, but is it going to be a retest or is going to be a pullback? We're going to keep our eye on the chart and watch that out. But let's take a look at some of the news that are making waves before we continue the chart. You see, with crypto explode if Kevin Hassan takes over the Fed 2026. Even some of the narrative that is going on online is this massive or this pullback we're seeing was because this guy is going to be the next Fed chair come 2026. That is Kevin Hassan, and a lot of people started buying, coming to the market. But to me, I'm not going to accept that. That's the narrative that is going on the internet. If you check the Twitter or something like that, I'm not going to accept with that. What I will accept is because of the ETF that we are seeing flowing into Bitcoin back. I told you guys what is controlling the market this period is ETFs. Take a look at this news. Bitcoin Spot's ETF net inflow reaches 21.1 million as BlackRock IBIT leads with 42.8 million and FBTC records 33.3 outflow. So what I'm saying is the more ETF we are seeing coming into the market, the more you're going to see the market start appreciating back. And if that inflow should stop and we start seeing outflow, forget it, the market will dump again. And we've seen much more inflow than the outflow in the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So we need to understand that ETF is what is controlling. It's not a matter of Kevin Hassan or Kevin Hassan taking over Fed chair next year if Fed Powell should resign or leave the office after his time is complete. So what I'll say is we need to keep our eyes on the charts now. Yes, we have a buy, but remember, we've dropped down so much, all the way from 124 to 80,000. You can't tell me we're not going to test this low again. Let me give you an example. When we saw the market drop from 74,000 to around 49,000, the market went back to 64. But remember, we came back to test the low around 50 or 40,000 or 51,000 again. So definitely we're going to test the low again, but we're just going to flow with the chart. And that's why I say, is Bitcoin a buy right now? Yes, BTC is now a buy. At least we are seeing a clear entry and a good entry for the first time since we broke the 104,000, guys. And if you look at what is going on with altcoins are starting to make waves, even though they are not performing very well, except XRP. XRP is doing, join the live now. Sorry, I'm just trying to share the link to the community. And if you're not joined the community, I keep telling you guys, please and please, you need to join, because there's a lot going on in the trading community. Free signals and also some quality educational content, all for free. Join the live now. All right, guys, so let's go back to what I was saying. So we need to be careful. And if you look at another news, Bitcoin price powers over 90,000 US dollar as buyers suddenly regain control of the trend, which is true. And you can see, I told you to buy already. One thing you need to understand, forget about the news, the hype, the media. The chart is going to tell you. Remember, we saw good news with crypto some days ago, and I told you guys, please don't get in here until we have confirmation. Now that we have the confirmation, we can now say yes, let's see how far it's going to recover. Left to me, I feel like since we have these lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, until we break, if BTC can break above 94,000 to 95,000, that means we've broken one of the lower high, and we'll be able to now see if that trend will give us another uptrend, and now see if we can break the how am I going to call it, the downtrend we've been seeing, to create a new uptrend, and now see if we're going to test the all-time highs again. So it's gradual process. It's not just what we need to do. But if we leave the market at 103 or 104 and you are buying back at, what's the market at now, at 91,000, that is a massive gain for you. Imagine you leave the market at 103 or 104 and you're buying at 91,000, you acquire more Bitcoin or whatever asset you are buying, you acquire it more. And that is why I told you guys, let us be patient. Don't join the bandwagon you have to buy the dip. Imagine a lot of people were saying they were buying the dip at 100, the market dipped to 90. People say they were buying at 190, still deep to 80,000. So you need to always make sure we get that structure before we do that. All right, let's now check another thing, and this is about the altcoins. You can see analysts now believes altcoin season is loading despite November brutal losses. I'm not going to really accept of that, except for some altcoins that I see that yes, they did not really fall that much. And if you look at the likes of Sui, you can see even after the black swan, Sui didn't drop below the black swan. The likes of Solana dropped below it. The likes of AAVE, XRP, Link, those are altcoins that I feel like if we're going to see massive move come this bull run, before the end of this bull run, they're going to do well, because you can see they've been holding on strong below or above the black swan that we experienced October 10. You can see. So I believe some of these altcoins are doing, especially XRP. I'm not going to lie to you, XRP is performing exceptional this period. Why, I do not know, but showing on the chart and what we are seeing right now, XRP is doing well, because look at all the altcoins. A lot of them dropped drastically after the black swan, but XRP has been holding around that $2 or above it. It has not dropped. Even some days ago when it tanked to $1.80, it recovers immediately. But is it still a buy? I'm not saying we should jump onto it right now. We're still going to take a look at those charts to see what we need to do. So altcoin season is loading despite November. Maybe we're going to have altcoin season, I'm not sure, but if at all we're going to have some of those tokens that did not break below the black swan target, I feel that those are the tokens we need to put our eyes on. And you can see XRP surges are mean strong technical recovery. So now let's now dive into the chart fully, and you can see on the news right as well, US Ethereum spot ETF hit fourth straight day of inflows as BlackRock leads with 50.2 million US dollars. And if you take a look at ETH as well, ETH has not really given us something to to be excited about. Take a look at BTC. You can see this movement with BTC. That is so exciting, because we have this structure pull back, then we broke above it, and now New Day has even broken above the candle that destroyed that structure, and that is a good signal. But when you come down to Ethereum, it's another story entirely, or all the altcoins. Take a look at them. No structure, no breaking above the old structure, nothing. So it just looks like, even with the ETFs we're seeing coming out for altcoins and meme coins, they are still not performing. Take a look at Dogecoin ETF. You can see Dogecoin ETF debut fails to impress, taking in only 1.4 million US dollars. So it's what I'm telling you guys, that the people controlling the ETFs, I feel like they are just interested They are just interested in Bitcoin alone, not altcoins. maybe if altcoin season is going to come into play, because to me, I feel like the bull run is coming to an end. We all know come 2026, the market is supposed to be dropping drastically. So if we do not have the altcoins performing very well and the bull cycle is coming to an end, what time do they now want to perform? And that's why I'm feeling maybe we're not going to have altcoin season this, because remember, altcoin season only kicked in last bull run. If you've been following crypto very well, that's when we saw BNB, Ethereum, all of them skyrocketed. And what really pushed that? Because of the stimulus. We had stimulus in 2020, 2021 because of COVID. United States printing trillions of dollars. So a lot of citizens got free money and they feel like, what can they use it to do? Crypto was in bull run that period and a lot of people put their money in it. But it's not the same this cycle. And that is why the evidence is there. You can see it for yourself, because if not for that, why are meme coins not performing? Why are altcoins not performing this bull cycle? And BTC has done exceptional well, from 15,000 US dollars to 126,000. But you can't say that with Ethereum, even BNB. Okay, BNB tried, because we saw BNB creating a new high, broke above $1,000, reaching around 1,350. But yet, you can't choose one out of millions of altcoins that are there. All of them normally perform very well. So maybe the stimulus that we're going to see coming out next year, Donald Trump promised to share $2,000 to the citizen from the dividends of the tariff. Maybe when we get that, yes, they're going to put some into altcoins, but the bull cycle is coming to an end already, except the 4-year cycle is not going to be in play anymore. So if you take a look at the chart and see what is going on, nothing is really impressive or really interesting about altcoins and meme tokens. I'm not going to lie to you. Bitcoin has just taken the crown this bull cycle. But if at all we're going to have alt season, I'm not going to lie to you, we need to shift our focus away from BTC and focus on all these altcoins, because if we're going to have altcoins, we're still going to see some of these altcoins doing 1,000x, 10,000x, 5,000x. I'm telling you, Bitcoin can't do that again. It's going to be all these altcoins. So we need to shift our focus on that. But until then, BTC is still leading and carrying the crown. That's why you can see this morning BTC is still a buy. Why altcoins they've not activated yet? You can see Bitcoin has created a buy. We're broken above the $90,000 with a nice structure, and now we're even trading above that previous candle. That shows a good buy, and our stop loss is going to be below today's candle in case we're going to have an engulfing or we're going to have a bearish kicker. If we're not going to have that, we're going to put our stop loss at $86,000 thereabout. But if you're an investor and a spot trader, I think it's that time you can get back into BTC. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. So speaking of the chart, BTC is a buy. Now you can see I have changed the line to green, and which shows it's now a buy. But we need to keep our eye on it closely, because we might just push up a little bit and the market will start dumping again. But for now, the chart says it's a buy. Then we are back into the market. So Bitcoin is a buy right now. Ethereum, is it a buy yet? Hell no. Ethereum is not a buy. No structure, no impulse movement, nothing. It's just a pullback. Maybe by next week, we're going to see a pullback. Then we're going to see them to breaking up. You know, BTC will always move first before altcoins follows. But for now, Ethereum is not a buy. Let's take a look at some altcoins as well, like Chainlink. Chainlink also is not a buy. You can see it has not even dropped into the buying zone nor created any structure, break above any structure. Let's take a look at AAVE. AAV also is not a buy. What about Solana? Solana seems to be recovering pretty good, but for the fact that it's recovering and it didn't print any structure or any breakout or move down into the buying zone, I'm not going to advise you to buy Solana. I'll tell you, please leave it, even though it's recovering, because one thing you need to know, if the market is recovering and there is no doubt buying and selling consolidation, like a confluence, to show you that yes, the buyers are taking over the game. You don't need to be in the market. So Solana, I will advise you stay away from it. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB has now created a buy again. So like BNB now, I can tell you, you can buy BNB again. And I'm going to show you that. Let me see, the entry is at 877. Let's turn it to green first. And you can see the structure. I'm going to draw it out for you guys to see. Look at the structure. You see, we pull back, then we broke above it, and today's candle is above it as well. So BNB also has turned green. I can say BNB is now a buy as well, and the stop loss is going to be at $850 if we're going to have an engulfing with today's candle, or we're going to have a bearish kicker. Okay, we can't even have a bearish kicker again because the market has broken above the previous candle. The only thing we can be looking at BNB, if we want to get into the market now, is if we're going to have an engulfing candle. But apart from that, the BNB is looking good to get back into the market. Let's take a look at Litecoin quickly. And if you look at LTC, is not a buy. Why? I say it's not a buy, it's still a buy because it has not broken below the $80 mark I told you guys yesterday. But I have a question about it because it has tested the low and I'm not seeing much volume around it. Maybe it's going to take off with Bitcoin or it's going to take off with BNB because I'm seeing a kind of what will I call a replica structure. But until then, you can hold on to it, but please don't forget to put your stop loss at that $80 that I've been telling you guys for. I think since I gave you entry at where at around 92 thereabout. So it's still a buy. You can hold on to it, or you can wait for us to break this low, create new low, and use that to get back into the market. What about SUI? If you look at SUI, it's not a buy. Please stay away from it. AVAX also the same thing. It's not a buy. Stay away from it. What about ADA? That's Cardona. Not a buy. Stay away from it. But good thing about Cardona is dropping gradually into the buying zone, and we're gonna see if we're gonna take off from there. Let's take a look at XRP, guys. XRP is not a buy yet. Yes, we can see XRP pulling back. You understand? Holding strong above that $2. But I need a proper structure. You understand? Because this is one thing you need to understand. If we don't have an agreement between buyers and seller, it's like we're just guessing. We need to see that, okay, the buyers are now taking over. The sellers have agreed that the buyers are now in play. So if that doesn't happen, so like now it's like we are in between. We didn't break the structure. We didn't drop down into the buying zone. So it's like consolidation and the market is just moving sideways. So we need to do what? We need to wait as well. What about Toncoin, which is Toncoin is, no, it's not a buy. You can see it didn't break above, it didn't drop into it. Stay away from Toncoin as well. What about StarDex? I told you guys, StarDex is not a buy yet. You can see it's still in red and it keeps dropping. What about Pump.Fun? We all know Pump.Fun. Pump.Fun also is giving me wait, we broke up a Pump.Fun, then we left the market. Now it's creating a new. Let's delete this so we don't get confused. Now I want to zoom it out to see. We have a breakout. Yes, Pump.Fun is actually looking like a buy. But let's just take a look at it. Let's draw out the movement. We broke above it right here. That means we have our stop loss here. Then we have another low here. Then we saw break of structure. That means all this movement is cancelled. Now we need to do what? We need to focus on all this movement we've seen right here. You can see since the movement was coming down, no buy yet until now that we're breaking above it. So I'll say Pump.Fun, I'll change it to green. Yes, I'll change Pump.Fun to green. And if you ask me why, I'm going to tell you, because look at the structure right here. Look at the structure right there and look at the breakout. So I'm going to say Pump.Fun has given us a good structure to get back into the market, and that's why I'm changing it to green. So Pump.Fun, it's a buy now. We can get into the market, put your stop loss at, we can have kicker again. We can only pray or wait if we're going to see an engulfing, and our stop loss is going to be at 0.002681. So pump.fund, it's a buy, so I've changed that to green. What about Ondo? Ondo is not a buy, no structure there, stay away from it. What about Zcash? I told you guys yesterday, Zcash is not a buy yet. Yes, it gave us an impulse movement, but failed to confirm it or failed to break above it. So we're going to wait, or let's see if the market is going to push ahead a little bit. But for now, let's stay away from Zcash as well. So that's the altcoins I have for you on the show. If you have any altcoins or any token you want me to analyze for you guys, and you're holding on to the project, or you want to know much about it, you can comment in the comment section, or you can DM me. I'll add that or those assets to the chat, that we can analyze them together. But let's now check what Dogecoin or the meme tokens looks like. We all know Dogecoin has been doing great. As a matter of fact, Dogecoin is the only meme token that has been in top 10 cryptocurrency for months, and I don't know, I don't think any meme token is going to beat that. And that is why a lot of people are just praying for meme token to do well this bull cycle, because Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe, Bonk, the likes, those are what a lot of people want to put their money on and make some gain from it. But unfortunately, we've not seen that this bull run. But let's take a look at some of the meme tokens, and we're going to start with Dogecoin. Look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin is not a buy yet. Please stay away from it, because you can see we've just been seeing that pulling back, praying it should drop into the buying zone, maybe we can buy from there, but nothing like that has happened. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. The same thing with Shiba Inu, no buy yet. Let's take a look at Pepe. The same thing with Pepe, stay away from it. What about Popcat? The same thing with Popcat, you need to stay away from that. What about Trump token? I told you Trump token is now a sell. You can see I even put double red there. That means it's a sell. You should stay away from it, and it has been dropping since I said that. Let's take a look at Millennial token. Millennial token dropped into our buying zone because it's still a buy after breaking above the structure. But the reason why I'm not giving you guys a go ahead to buy Millennial token is because when you look at the lower time frame, look at this hand. This is the buyer's hand that we saw on the 21st of November. That was like a week ago. We have not been able to even break above that. So if we do not break above that price, I'm not going to allow us to get into the market, even though it has dropped into the buying zone. You understand? I will say, please be patient. Let's see. Except you are part of the people that go into the market at, let me check the price again. Except you're part of the people that go into the market when the market broke above 15 cents, yes, you can still hold on to your buy because the stop loss is still at 0.08. But if you're not in the market yet, please, let's get that confirmation. We're definitely going to get it. Once we get there, you can join the bandwagon. So that's that regarding Millennial token. What about Notcoin? Notcoin is not a buy. Please stay away from it. What about, let me push this down so the red can be showing. What about Deep? Deep is not a buy. Yes, we have a new low. I love that because I like it when a project or an asset creates a new low. It shows that we're going to see the pressure of the buy creating the structure from the new low rather than creating the structure inside the major movement. It creates confusions. And if you understand what I'm saying, you know that is true. Let's take a look at X. X also is creating you can see what I'm saying. We're creating a new low. We created a new low, but the structure has not been validated. So we need to wait for X to break above 0.00002564. Then we can have confirmation to jump on it. What about Swam? Swam has been in sell mode for some time now. Wow, Swam gets some momentum as well. You can see we have a momentum right here, but it's not a buy yet. No structure, no breaker. Please stay away from Swam. And that is what I have for you regarding meme tokens as well. If you have any meme tokens or you feel like you have some project you want me to analyze or talk about and I'm not talking about them, please comment in the comment section or send me a DM or join the community to say what you want us to add to the list of the chart or the project we analyze on the chart every day on this wonderful show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show. But before we move away from the chart analysis, we need to check the bonus. The bonus is the gold. I've been giving you guys gold signals. I don't trade commodities or forex and all of that. I did trade forex sometimes. I'm fully in crypto, but like I told you, learn how to trade. The moment you learn how to trade, you'll be able to trade any asset, be it commodity, because it's just like knowing how to drive. You need to start a car to move and stuff like that. The same thing with charts is the same thing. For you, for a buyer, there must be a seller. For a seller, there must be a buyer. It's the same thing. So once you know how to trade, you can trade any asset. But that is, by the way, if you're interested in our educational content and all of that, join our community. The links to all those things are down in the description and it's free of charge. You don't need to pay. So let's talk about gold quickly. You can see last week I told you can buy gold at $40, 4,047 or $50. That's when I told you to buy gold, and you can see I still put the green line there. And now I remember when it shot up, a lot of people were saying, oh, but it's pulling back. I said it's just a pullback. You don't need to panic because number one, no kicker, no engulfing. Why are you panicking? It's just a pullback. It's just an opportunity for people that miss the entry to be able to come into the market and buy. And you can see it start gaining momentum back, and now it's trading at 4,163, and that is much more gain when we're talking about gold. So is gold still a buy? Yes. Gold is still a buy, and the stop loss is still at the same spot at 3,925. So what am I expecting gold to do? I'm expecting gold to create a new high. You know, we have a what will I call it? The higher high, higher low. I'm expecting gold to create a new higher high. Then if at all gold is now going to dump, is now going to kick us out at our entry. And if you're a trader, you would have made a lot of gain. But if you're an investor that you're just holding on for a long period of time, or you're a spot trader, you're still going to leave the market at break even though you didn't lose, you didn't make money. It's still good because when it's going to move ahead, you're going to make a lot of money. And right now you should be making money because I gave you gold entry at 4,050, yeah, thereabout, and it gave us about 4.8% before it start pulling back. Even from the pullback, it has appreciated back with almost 3%. So that is still some gains for you guys. Remember, this is for spot traders and investors. If you are a future trader, derivatives, options, and all of that you go in and out using lower time frame, you need to join my community or join my Discord channel. The links are there, and that you use leverage and you can get signal there and there, because that is very, very important, and that type of trading is very risky as well. And as I always tell you guys on this show, anything on this show is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, that's that regarding the chart analysis this morning. Gold is still a buy. Bitcoin has now created a buy for us at 90,000 or 91,000, depending on when or how you're getting this message. BTC is a buy. Gold is a buy. I think, is it BNB again? Let's see. BNB also has created a buy. What again created a buy among the chart analysis? Let me see. I think those are the ones I can remember, but you can watch the video to see those I already told you it's a buy, and you can get back into the market. But remember, no financial advice, is just for educational purpose and entertainment. Trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, let's now dive into the market and see how the market is doing. But before we do that, good news is coming from the part of the world, and you can see Australia move forward. Australia moves forward with a bill to regulate crypto under financial law. Not only Australia, Central Bank of Russia has now eased restrictions and opens mutual funds to crypto investment. Not only Russia, coming from Asia as well, Japan reshaped its crypto framework as regulation moves under security law for the first time in history. So that's that regarding the news and the charts on the show this morning, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show. If you're still watching till now, please and you've not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you will always get notified when I come live or drop any content. Also, you can follow me on X, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on TikTok and on Instagram to get more of this nugget when I drop anything for you from the crypto space. But now let's check how the market is now responding to the news and the charts and everything we're speaking about, and we can see it's actually positive now. We have now moved from 2.83 trillion to almost 3.2 trillion market cap, and about 3.5% gain in the last 24 hours. And if you look at the trading volume in the last 24 hours, we've seen about 158 billion US dollars in trading volume. And if you look at the trending tokens, we have Monad, Rain, and BTC trending, and top gainers are right there. You can see the token right there. Those are the top gainers. But let's take a look at top 10 cryptocurrency on the market so you know what is going on with what you're doing. Of course, number one is still Bitcoin. As you all know, Bitcoin still remain the king, and is showing that every now and then, because you can see only Bitcoin has even created a structure for us now to get back into the market. Altcoins, some, but majority have not really shown us or given us that go ahead to get back into the market. All right, Bitcoin at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, Tether at number 3, XRP at number 4. You can see BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC at number 7, Tron at number 8, Lido Stake sitting at number 9, and Dogecoin is still maintaining that top 10 when it comes to cryptocurrency ranking, and the likes of Cardano and the rest are below top 10. If you also are interested in knowing where the crypto or the project you're holding on to sit on the cryptocurrency market ranking, you might want to check that out on CoinGecko.com. All right, that's that. Let's now check what is going on with the economic calendar to know what event we should be expecting today. You know, we need to understand the data after we saw the government shutdown coming to an end. We've been getting a lot of data now, and that is what will determine what will happen next month, if the Fed is going to cut rate or not, and that is going to have a huge impact on the crypto market as well, and I'm telling you the fact. But let's check what the event of the day looks like. And if you look at this, you find out that today we do not really have much to say because there is bank holiday in United States of America, and when you have holiday in United States of America, a lot of data we're expecting will not come out. So we'll be waiting for tomorrow to see what will come out tomorrow, and maybe we might have some important thing coming out tomorrow. But if not, we're gonna wait for next week, and you can see so much red coming out next week. So we do not want to miss that. All right, that's that regarding the economic calendar. Let's check what the sentiment now looks like on the show. We can see the fear and greed has been, easing off since we saw the market tank to 80,000 US dollars. Speaking of BTC, right now we're sitting on extreme fear, and this is crazy. That means straight 2 weeks, about 14 days. If we have extreme fear tomorrow and probably Saturday and Sunday, that will make it, I think, the first, if not the first time in a very long time, we're having extreme fear for more than 2-3 weeks in this bull cycle. So the market is sitting on extreme fear at 22%, and that is what the cryptocurrency market sentiment is looking like. Now is extreme fear. Yesterday was extreme fear. Last week was extreme fear, and last month has now turned into neutral. So that's that, guys. That's what I have for you on the show this morning. Thanks for joining me. live on this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, and this is the only place where we trade it and we do not gamble. My name's remain the same. I'm Ahmed Oladmeji Kazim, aka KC the Great. And remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. Until I catch you tomorrow on another wonderful packed episode of this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, please stay out of trouble, trade well, and remember, it's not how many trades you take, but how much money you make.